Nobody saw this coming. Not Drake. Not the industry. Not even Kendrick Lamar's own fans. Because after weeks of silence, after letting the entire world believe he was ignoring Drake's brutal shots on Iceman, Kendrick just did something that has the whole music industry panicking behind closed doors. And no, it wasn't a tweet. It wasn't an Instagram post. It wasn't even a diss track. It was worse. According to multiple leaked reports coming out of Los Angeles late last night, Kendrick allegedly played a private, unreleased response record at an invite-only studio session, and the people who heard it are calling it career-ending. One producer reportedly walked out shaking his head saying Drake doesn't understand what's about to happen. Another insider claimed the room went completely silent after Kendrick played the final verse because nobody could believe how personal it got. And Drake? Drake might have already realized he made a massive mistake. Because only hours after those leaks started spreading online, fans noticed something strange happening around the OVO camp. Cryptic tweets started disappearing. Instagram captions got edited. And one member of Drake's inner circle suddenly unfollowed multiple people connected to Kendrick's camp at the exact same time. That's when the internet exploded. Because people are now convinced Kendrick's response is real. And if the rumors are true, this could turn into the nastiest chapter of the entire Drake versus Kendrick war. If you thought this whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar situation started with Iceman, you already lost the plot. Because this war didn't begin in 2026. It didn't even begin with Not Like Us. This thing has been boiling under the surface for more than a decade, and according to people close to both camps, the hatred behind the scenes got way deeper than fans ever realized publicly. Back in the early 2010s, Drake and Kendrick actually looked like brothers in hip-hop. Drake gave Kendrick one of his biggest early looks by putting him on Take Care during the Buried Alive interlude era. At the time, people thought Drake was helping introduce the next great rapper to the mainstream. Kendrick was still the hungry kid from Compton trying to prove himself. Drake was already becoming the biggest artist on the planet. But insiders now claim the relationship started changing way earlier than people think. One former TD affiliate allegedly told a blogger last year that Kendrick never liked being treated like Drake's little homie. According to the source, Kendrick felt Drake viewed him as somebody under him instead of an equal. And after Kendrick's legendary Control verse shook the rap world in 2013, the energy between them reportedly changed forever. That verse wasn't just competition anymore. It became ego, pride, jealousy, and eventually obsession. For years, both men kept things mostly subliminal. Tiny shots in songs, sneaky interviews, weird tension during award shows. Fans debated every lyric like it was evidence in a murder case. But behind closed doors, people in the industry allegedly knew this thing was becoming personal. Then came 2024, the year everything exploded. Kendrick's Like That verse hit Drake and J. Cole like a nuclear bomb. Forget the big three. It's just Big Me. That line changed hip-hop overnight. Suddenly, the quiet tension became open warfare. Drake fired back with push-ups. Kendrick answered with euphoria. Drake came harder with Family Matters. Then Kendrick dropped Meet the Grahams, and Not Like Us almost back-to-back like he had been planning the destruction for months. And that's the part Drake never emotionally recovered from. Sources close to OVO allegedly claim Drake became furious at watching Kendrick dominate the culture with Not Like Us. The Grammys, the Super Bowl, the viral memes, the crowd chants, the endless social media jokes. Every time Drake opened his phone, the internet was still laughing at him. That's why Iceman mattered so much. This wasn't just another album. This was supposed to be revenge. Drake reportedly spent nearly 2 years crafting the project in complete secrecy. Producers were allegedly forced to sign extra NDAs. Multiple songs were reworked after private listening sessions because Drake wanted every Kendrick diss to hit harder. One insider even claimed Drake became obsessed with proving Kendrick's victory was fake, especially after the streaming and bot accusations started spreading online. And when Drake finally dropped Iceman, fans immediately realized something shocking. He was still talking about Kendrick, still angry, still throwing shots, still trying to rewrite the narrative. But what nobody expected Was Kendrick already preparing something behind the scenes while pretending to stay silent? And according to the latest leaks coming out of California, the response Drake feared most may already be finished. The entire situation reportedly exploded 3 nights after Iceman dropped, and fam, this is where things started getting messy in a way nobody expected. According to multiple online insiders, Kendrick quietly booked a private late-night studio session somewhere in Los Angeles with only a handful of producers, engineers, and industry executives allowed inside. No phones, no cameras, no live streams. Everybody entering the building allegedly had to lock their devices inside security pouches before stepping into the room. That alone had people suspicious, because Kendrick never moves like that unless something serious is happening. Then around 2:17 a.m., the first leak hit social media. A now-deleted post from a music executive simply said, "Yeah, Drake is in trouble." That was it. No explanation, no context. But within minutes, hip-hop Twitter completely lost its mind. Fans started connecting dots instantly after another anonymous account claimed Kendrick had previewed a response record aimed directly at Drake's Iceman disses. The alleged insider described the track as euphoria mixed with Meet the Graham's energy, except way darker. And then came the bombshell. One blogger close to the West Coast scene claimed Kendrick's unreleased song allegedly contains direct references to private conversations Drake thought nobody else knew about. We're talking alleged details about secret business tensions, hidden label drama, and even accusations involving people inside Drake's own camp leaking information behind his back. Suddenly, the internet stopped laughing, because now people were asking one terrifying question. How much does Kendrick actually know? According to leaked reports, one specific line from the unreleased record allegedly made the entire room freeze. The lyric hasn't fully leaked yet, but one producer hinted it referenced a betrayal inside OVO that Drake still doesn't know happened. Fam, if that's true, this whole beef just entered dangerous territory. But wait, it gets worse. Only hours after those rumors spread, fans noticed something extremely strange happening online. Several OVO affiliates reportedly began posting cryptic messages almost at the exact same time. One post read, "Some bridges can't be rebuilt." Another said, "Loyalty getting tested in real time." Then an OVO-connected producer suddenly deleted multiple old photos with Drake before deactivating his account completely. That's when social media exploded into conspiracy mode. People immediately started theorizing Kendrick's camp may have inside information from someone close to Drake himself. TikTok detectives began analyzing old interviews, podcast clips, and live stream moments searching for clues about who might secretly be feeding Kendrick information behind the scenes. And then came the first massive twist. Late that same night, a leaked screenshot started circulating online allegedly showing a text exchange between 2 unnamed industry executives. One message read, "He played the record for top already. They're debating whether dropping it would end Drake completely. Fam, Yenny Drake? Not hurt, not damage." End. That single screenshot spread across social media like wildfire. Some fans called it fake instantly. Others believed it immediately because of how nervous certain people around OVO suddenly seemed online. But here's the part nobody can explain. Around sunrise the next morning, Drake himself posted a cryptic black screen on Instagram with only 4 words written across it. Everybody gets exposed eventually. And seconds later, the post vanished. After Drake deleted that mysterious Instagram post, the entire internet went into absolute meltdown mode. Fans weren't sleeping anymore. Hip-hop pages started live streaming. Reddit threads exploded overnight. TikTok creators began breaking down every single movement from both camps frame by frame, like investigators solving a federal case. And then, Kendrick's camp allegedly made the situation even worse. Because less than 24 hours later, a new rumor started spreading across social media claiming Kendrick had quietly filmed a secret music video in Compton only hours after the private studio listening session. Multiple witnesses allegedly saw black SUVs parked outside an abandoned warehouse while security guards blocked the surrounding streets from fans trying to record. But fam, it wasn't the location that shocked people. It was who allegedly showed up. According to viral reports, several people connected to Drake's past controversies were supposedly seen entering the set late at night. One anonymous Twitter account even claimed a former OVO affiliate flew into Los Angeles just to meet with Kendrick's team privately before disappearing again hours later. That's when the conspiracy theories turned nuclear, because fans instantly started wondering if somebody from Drake's own circle had secretly switched sides. And then came the audio leak. At first, people thought it was fake. A blurry 17-second clip started circulating online with distorted bass and muffled vocals, but listeners became convinced the voice sounded exactly like Kendrick Lamar. In the clip, a voice allegedly says, "You kept asking for the response, now pray it survives you." Fam, that one line alone sent the internet into complete chaos. Within minutes, hashtags like #KendrickResponse and #OVOLeak started trending worldwide. Reaction channels went live instantly. DJs on Los Angeles radio stations started hinting that something huge was coming before the weekend. Even mainstream news outlets suddenly started reporting on the rumors surrounding Kendrick's alleged response track. But the biggest shock came from inside the music industry itself. Because according to multiple fake insider reports, executives at Universal and Spotify were allegedly panicking behind closed doors over fears the Drake versus Kendrick war could spiral completely out of control again. One unnamed executive supposedly described the unreleased record as too personal for public release. Too personal. Let that sink in. And then another twist dropped. A viral Twitter thread from a verified entertainment journalist claimed Drake had privately attempted to hear Kendrick's alleged response through mutual industry connections, but was denied access completely. The journalist claimed Drake's team became extremely nervous after hearing descriptions of the record from people who attended the secret listening session. Suddenly, fans started noticing Drake acting differently online too. He stopped posting completely. OVO sound radio accounts went quiet. Even academics looked tense during a live stream when viewers kept spamming questions about Kendrick's rumored diss. At one point, he reportedly paused midstream and said, "Man, if half the stuff I'm hearing is true, this about to get ugly." That clip alone got millions of views in hours. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared fans for what happened next. Late that night, an anonymous account uploaded what appeared to be a blurry screenshot of a file sitting inside a studio computer session. The file name allegedly read, "Victory Lap Final Mix." And underneath it, Kendrick Lamar feat? A feature. A mystery feature. Now the entire internet is asking the same terrifying question. Who did Kendrick bring onto the record? And why are people inside the industry suddenly acting scared to even discuss it publicly? The second that blurry Victory Lap Final Mix screenshot hit the internet, social media completely exploded into civil war. Fam, people weren't debating music anymore. This started feeling like a full-blown cultural emergency. Twitter crashed with theories. TikTok creators were posting 40-part breakdowns. Hip-hop pages started refreshing Kendrick and Drake's profiles every 5 minutes looking for clues. And the craziest part? Nobody even knew if the leak was real. But that didn't stop the chaos. Within hours, hashtags like #DrakeIsCooked and #DropTheRecord were trending worldwide. Fans started flooding comment sections demanding Kendrick release the song immediately. Some people claimed the mystery feature had to be Future. Others swore it was Metro Boomin. But then another theory started spreading that made the entire industry nervous. People began speculating the feature could actually be somebody from Drake's own circle. That rumor alone nearly broke the internet. One viral tweet with over 2 million views said, "If Kendrick really got an OVO insider on the record, this becomes the biggest betrayal in rap history." And fam, celebrities started reacting too. A popular streamer claimed he heard pieces of the unreleased song through industry contacts and said Drake sounded completely blindsided. Another podcast hinted that major labels were privately trying to calm tensions because executives feared the beef could damage business relationships all over the industry again. Then came the fake leaked group chat. Screenshots started circulating allegedly showing several unnamed rappers discussing Kendrick's rumored response in a private text thread. One message read, "Nah, he went too far this time." Another said, "Drake gonna crash out when this drops." Nobody could verify if the screenshots were real, But it didn't matter anymore. The internet already believed the story. And then DJ Academics accidentally made things even worse. During a live stream, somebody in his chat asked whether Drake was worried about Kendrick's response. Academics paused for several seconds before saying, "I ain't gonna lie, certain people around Drake definitely look uncomfortable right now." That clip spread everywhere instantly. Suddenly, fans started reanalyzing every recent Drake appearance, looking for signs of stress. People pointed out that he looked tired during a recent nightclub appearance in Toronto. Others claimed his team looked panicked, leaving an OVO meeting earlier that week. Then, another shocking rumor hit. According to a viral entertainment blog, several radio stations allegedly received instructions to prepare for emergency scheduling changes if Kendrick dropped unexpectedly over the weekend. Fans interpreted that as proof something massive was coming. But the backlash wasn't one-sided. Drake fans immediately fired back online, accusing Kendrick of dragging the beef too far for attention. Some argued Kendrick was only winning because the media protected him. Others claimed Drake's Iceman bars were actually stronger lyrically, and that Kendrick was hiding behind mystery and silence because he didn't have a real response ready. The fan war became toxic fast. People were doxing accounts, leaking old tweets, digging through interviews from years ago, trying to expose contradictions from both artists. Even mainstream celebrities started choosing sides publicly. One athlete tweeted, "Silence don't mean fear. Sometimes silence means the kill shot loading." That post alone gained nearly 1 million likes in hours. And just when it looked like the internet couldn't get any crazier, a completely unexpected name suddenly entered the conversation. Because late that night, fans noticed somebody shocking had quietly liked a viral post about Kendrick's rumor response. A person Drake never expected to see connected to this situation. And once fans realized who it was, the entire narrative changed again. The moment fans discovered who liked that viral Kendrick post, the entire internet froze. Because the account belonged to none other than The Weeknd. Fam, that changed everything. Within seconds, screenshots spread across every major hip-hop page online. People started reposting the image with captions like, "Yeah, Drake's camp is done." And, "Kendrick just got the final Infinity Stone. Now look, maybe it was accidental. Maybe it meant nothing." But in the middle of the biggest rap war in years, the internet wasn't buying coincidences anymore. Especially not involving The Weeknd and Drake. Because fans instantly remembered the old tensions between them, the subliminal shots, the fallout rumors, the whispers that certain people inside Toronto's music scene had quietly turned against Drake after the Kendrick battle spiraled out of control in 2024. And suddenly, a terrifying theory started spreading online. What if Kendrick's mystery feature wasn't Future, wasn't Metro, wasn't even another rapper? What if it was The Weeknd? Fam, the second people started believing that possibility, social media entered complete nuclear meltdown territory. TikTok lives hit hundreds of thousands of viewers. Reaction channels started screaming into microphones. One fan literally posted, "If Kendrick got Weeknd on a Drake diss, Toronto might actually collapse." But then came the part that made this story feel almost unreal. Late that night, a luxury black SUV was allegedly spotted outside a private recording studio in Los Angeles connected to Kendrick's longtime producers. Paparazzi photos were blurry, but internet detectives immediately claimed one shadowy figure entering the building looked exactly like The Weeknd. No confirmation, no clear footage, just enough mystery to send fans into chaos. And Drake's silence suddenly started feeling different. Because up until this point, Drake had been active online, posting subliminals, dropping cryptic captions, liking fan comments defending Iceman. But after The Weeknd rumors exploded, nothing. Complete silence. Not one post. Not one story. Not even an OVO affiliate tweeting anymore. That's when panic rumors started spreading behind the scenes. One entertainment blogger claimed Drake allegedly held an emergency meeting with key members of his team after hearing early descriptions of Kendrick's response record. Another insider claimed certain people close to Drake were begging him not to respond immediately if the track dropped because they feared another "not like us" situation. And fam, that phrase alone terrified the internet. Because everybody remembers what happened last time. The memes, the stadium chants, the Grammys, the Super Bowl humiliation. People started asking a brutal question online. What if Kendrick somehow tops all of that? But Kendrick still hadn't spoken publicly. That's the scary part. No interview, no tweet, no teaser, nothing. Just silence while the entire industry burned itself alive trying to predict his next move. And then, right when fans thought the night couldn't get crazier, a new leak appeared. A 5-second video clip uploaded anonymously to a burner account. The footage was dark and shaky, showing what looked like a recording studio speaker playing unreleased music in the background. Most of the audio was distorted, but one line could allegedly be heard clearly before the video cut off. The voice said, "You asked for war, now watch your empire bleed. Fam." People are convinced that was Kendrick. The clip disappeared less than 10 minutes later, but by then it was too late. Millions had already screen recorded it. And now the entire music industry is waiting to see if Kendrick Lamar is really about to drop the most disrespectful response of his career. Waiting to see if Drake fires back first. Waiting to see whether this beef finally ends or becomes something even uglier than before. Because according to multiple insiders close to the situation, this isn't over. Not even close. So now the question everybody's asking is simple. Did Kendrick Lamar just quietly set Drake up for another public destruction? Or is the internet falling for the biggest fake-out in hip-hop history? Because fam, something about this situation feels different. Drake already emptied the clip on Iceman. 3 albums. Multiple disses. Endless subliminals. But Kendrick? He still hasn't officially said a single word. And somehow that silence keeps getting louder every single day. Now, people inside the industry are allegedly panicking behind closed doors. Fans are choosing sides. OVO supporters are calling the leaks fake. Kendrick fans are convinced the response record already exists. And after those mystery studio clips and weekend rumors, the entire culture feels like it's holding its breath waiting for impact. But I need y'all to tell me what you think. Does Kendrick actually drop the response? Is Drake secretly worried behind the scenes? And if that mystery feature really is The Weeknd, does this become the most disrespectful moment in rap beef history? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now because this story is moving fast, and trust me, the next 48 hours could change everything again. Like the video, subscribe, and stay locked in. Because if Kendrick responds for real, we're breaking it down first.